dia, and welcome back to another episode of Wine and Wisdom. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
¿Qué lo que? ¿Qué lo que?
What's so funny? What's so
Stop
funny?
behind. Angie looks like a guy I used to date.
Oh no, that's
Were
not
you
good.
flirting when you were dating that guy?
Yes, clearly.
That's why you're thinking of the guy.
Oh my God.
He
Ay,
wants to
bendito.
know. He wants to know what's going on.
How are you, ladies?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. Relaxed. I
God.
just came back from Orlando. I'm relaxed.
Nice. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Good
I was
for
hanging out
you.
with Mickey and Harry Potter. Yes, I did go see Harry Potter World. Judge me, I don't care.
Nice.
Fan.
Were
But it
you
was
flirting
good.
with him? Were you flirting with him?
I'm not interested in Harry Potter like that, people. It's not like if it's Captain America or
What about
Iron Man.
Mickey? What about Mickey?
Mickey
He's the
had
richest
some really
mouse in
cute little
town.
shorts on. So, I gave him the little wink and the,
Yeah,
No.
he's the richest mouse in town.
he is the richest mouse in town. Yes,
And
he
he's
is.
kind of cute.
Pero Harry Potter
Kinda
tiene
cute.
one.
I bought a wand. Thank you
Pero
very
es
much.
magia. Es de magia. Se desaparece.
You know what? I'm going to show you my wand. Espérate.
Se desaparece.
She
Es
got
magia.
wands. What kind of wands? ¿Qué es eso? You know.
Que ella va a hacer con ese one.
No, but what kind of wands?
¿Ese se llama wand
Pero
o
eso
se
se ve
llama
very
wand?
big.
It's a wand. You know what? It was an experience, believe it or not. Everybody makes fun of me. You're such a Harry Potter fan. You keep on watching the movie over and over again. But I'm not a fanatic of a lot of things aside from Hello Kitty and Harry Potter. So I just wanted the wand. I don't know why I wanted this damn wand. They're not cheap. But
¿Qué tú vas a hacer con
vibrate.
eso?
the experience
hacer
of
con eso?
buying nothing is just a relic. The experience of buying the wand, right?
Jessica, ¿qué ella va a hacer con eso, Jessica?
Yo no sé, pero que se lo meta, que se lo meta.
Angie, ¿qué ella va a hacer con eso, Angie?
I can make it grow.
Does it vibrate?
Tú ves, I knew she was going to do something with it.
Oh,
Make it dance, make it dance.
¿Cuánto pagaste para ese pedazo de I don't know what?
It's
Yeah,
actually, that's where I'm going with it. It's actual wood,
De madera.
not plastic.
De
It's,
madera.
it's an
Duro.
interactive wand. So like you can go around the park and there's different things that you can actually make move or spit water. It's really for kids. I'm a big kid. But the experience of buying the wand was actually more insightful than I thought, because you go into the store, right? And then they ask you your date of birth and all this stuff. And the guy showed me the original wand and it had like a skull at the end of it. And I was like, I don't want that. And he was like, well, he's like, you seem like you're a very adventurous person. He's like, and you're a risk taker. And I was like, well, that's kind of true. And then he's like, but you're creative. And I was like, yes. And he goes, all right, let me get this other wand. He takes out this one, he gives it to me, and he's like, this is more for you. He's like, you're a creative person. He's like, and you have a huge heart. He's like, and your heart sometimes backfires on you because you tend to think with your heart before your mind. And I was just like, he goes, so this is something more for like maybe future if you want to be a teacher one day. And I was like, I actually have a classroom. And I was like, give me the fucking wand. And I paid the $55 for it. Paid the $55 for it.
What a great salesperson.
And
What an
Wow.
amazing sales
money.
guy.
He
he
was
probably
on the
looked her
money.
ass up on Facebook real quick.
He was on the money, and actually every person that he spoke to, they were like, so because it's actually not just you pick out this toy, it's actually they have all these different types of woods. So it's based on the life of the wood, your age, your birthday, your personality, because in the movie the wand chooses you, right? So it's actually
I
a-
need crystal.
it's actually
Okay.
something that it's a process for them to actually for you to pick out your wand.
Okay.
So it was a
Look
cute
at that.
experience. Of course, when I tried to do all the magic shit in the fucking park, it didn't work. So Sabrina was like, yo, if Felix would have been here, he'd be like, the water didn't come out of the mermaid. You better get on the back of the line. We just paid $55 for that wine. You better make that mermaid spit out water.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, don't say anything. I'm not gonna say that my wand didn't make the mermaid pee or whatever, but I'm taking my wand home. And
So would you say you were flirting
with
during
the
that conversation?
um I would have if the guy wouldn't have been a happy guy. He was a happy guy. So, he wasn't bad
Oh.
looking, but he was just a little too happy for me.
So
So,
no coqueteando.
now the guy
He
at the
was-
register,
He was
Marcus.
Harry Potter happy.
Marcus became my friend. I was hoping not to have to pay the $1 for the bag, but I had to pay it anyway.
So you were flirting just to get them back for free.
It
Lo
works.
que uno
It
hace.
works. Let me tell you something. I was at the airport, and on the way back home,
Girl,
and
you
my
are
mother-
admitting to flirting.
A
My
lot of
mother-
You
flirts
are
on this
admitting to
episode.
I have no
flirting.
problem with it. And Felix doesn't mind either because we're gonna get free shit. He'll be like, yeah, go do what you gotta do. So we're at the airport, right? And my seat was 25C. My mother's seat was 6C. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna see if they can switch my seats. But so I go to the guy, whatever, and I'm like, listen, my mom is the one in the wheelchair, and I want to see if I can get a seat closer to her. Blah blah blah. And he was like, no, there's no seats available. Whatever. And I was like, I see he has like a little pin with a Puerto Rican flag on it, right? And then he has another pin that says PR on it and whatever. And his name is Luis. And I was like, I said, pues Luis, ¿qué parte de Puerto Rico tú eres? And he was like, Carolina. I was like, yo tengo familia en Carolina, yo soy de Río Piedra, mi papá de Patilla. He was like, sí. And I was like, sí, yo quería de Puerto Rico ahora, pero por lo del COVID. And I was like, Carolina tan bello. Yeah, I got my seat 5C in front of my mother.
But you got
Look
it.
it up. So it's not flirting, it's just personality. It's charm.
I agree with you
It's
because
charm.
Communication. It's
that's the
talking.
way I am.
It's
Okay.
communication.
I call it being
Ah.
friendly. It's okay to
Right.
be friendly.
It's okay
I
to be
was
friendly.
friendly.
Some
And
people are
it's
just
not like if
friendlier
we
than
exchange
others.
numbers
Right,
or
right.
anything like that.
Right.
We just
Some
very
of us are
outgoing
just
people.
born with that gift to be friendly.
Yes, and I was born very talkative.
Yeah, but some people take that the wrong way.
It
Yeah.
depends how
Yes.
you
Very
say it.
true.
Yes.
It
Yes,
depends how
we're
you
gonna
say
talk
it.
about it further in our Pero Porque Why segment. Is dating flirting? Is flirting cheating? And do we have too much expectations when we date? We'll be right back.
Hey guys, welcome back. Now my question is flirting cheating? What do you think, girls?
Silence.
I think it depends. No.
Pero que silencio es
It's
eso.
like a double sword.
No,
It's like a
I
double
wanna
sword,
say
right?
It is a double-edged sword. I agree.
The reason why I'm saying it's a double sword is because what we said earlier, right? One thing is to be friendly and a casual little flirt, whatever, like what you said, right? Ah, pero tú eres de Puerto Rico, pero yo también, whatever. Or just conversation, right?
Right.
Now, when you take it to the next level of where now you're touching or you're
Giving numbers.
grabbing or
Yep.
you're showing your body parts to somebody you just met,
Right.
that's cheating. That's
Yes.
beyond flirting.
Well,
Because we're
clearly,
naturally
if you're showing
flirters,
body
right?
parts, that's a
Especially us
problem.
Latinas, we're naturally flirts, I feel. Majority of us. I don't want to say everyone, so nobody
We're
catches our horse
friendly.
over
We're
it that's
friendly.
watching, but I know I am naturally a flirt. It just comes with me. That's who I am. I don't care who you are. I'm going to talk to you. Whether it's a woman, a man, if we're sitting somewhere, like, for example, I just did the COVID shot, right? The vaccine. And while waiting at the pharmacy, there's a lady sitting there that got it done before me. And sure enough, I started a conversation with her. Then came somebody else. The conversation continued. I conversated with the guy behind the counter that was doing the paperwork for my vaccine. It's just natural.
Yeah.
It's cheating when you are doing it with double intent, when you are taking it a step further than just the conversation.
Right.
That's
Right.
why I say it's a double sword.
And also, I also feel like it depends on your body language, and,
Right.
how you are presenting the conversation, right? Because you can do it in a friendly way. Because I'm friendly also. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
you're there out and talking, but I'm not gonna be like, so
Right.
let's exchange numbers so that it can continue to happen on another.
Right.
And changing a social media is also cheating. Because
Yes.
just because you don't have your number, you can still communicate through social media.
You're
You
still
can call,
communicating.
you can video chat, you can message, you can text. So a lot of people think, oh, but I give them my number. You still gave them your IG.
Right.
That's still a form of communication. So I figure, you know, if you're communicating with that person, then you have intent of taking
Yes.
it to another level.
Right.
I think,
Right.
well, I think for us, but for this generation, it might not be that. I feel like this generation is so quick. Yeah, here's my Instagram, like, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like not.
Yeah.
But for us, my husband's giving another woman his Instagram.
Right.
Uh,
What's up?
Pero
What's
¿por
up?
qué?
What's that?
Yeah.
What's that?
Pero porque why you did
Right.
that?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Same for me. Why am I going
Right.
to give someone?
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
But can I like their page? I don't have to give them
Sure.
mine, but can I go stalk their page? You know, it's
I don't know.
no. I think for us, we're just so. I think flirting at a bar, at a club, talking. Let me get you a drink.
There's nothing wrong with it if that's where it stays.
If that's
Right.
what it's
Right.
If you're not
Right.
taking it to the next level,
Right.
that's
Well,
where the cheating
right.
comes into
Even
play.
if they buy you a drink, like if you're married and they buy you a drink, like
That's on them.
That's
You
on
know,
them. You
I
didn't
didn't
ask for
I didn't
it.
ask for a drink.
but,
You didn't
but
ask for it.
you're on the receiving end of it, so you're accepting it, right? So you're accepting
Right.
a drink from another man.
So
No,
Doesn't
no,
it
no,
go
no,
back,
no,
pues?
no, no, no.
If you go dancing,
no,
isn't that
no.
the same way?
Yo me lo bebo.
If
No,
Cuando
no,
uno
pero
está bailando.
tampoco expecting is you don't.
Right.
it's not as if
So
I'm
we're
taking
not
this
expecting.
off. I'm not
No.
taking this off. It's
Yeah,
Right,
when we get
right.
okay, but
because that's how sometimes they're friendly at that level. Oh, let me buy you a
Right.
drink.
Right.
But if you're expecting something else because you got me a drink, then you got it
Then
wrong.
that's wrong.
Right. Right.
Bye, Charlie.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
ven acá, Gloria, ¿y quién es Charlie?
Charlie Brown.
I don't know how I would feel knowing my husband bought another woman a drink, though. You know,
But your husband wouldn't put himself in that kind of
no,
situation.
no, but I'm just saying. I'm saying, just thinking about it, because you know,
Don't start a fight. He didn't do it.
No, I see what she's saying, because if
Yeah.
if it's okay for us to accept it,
yes, I
then
don't-
why is it not okay for them to purchase someone else a drink?
right,
If it's just a
It's
friendly
the same
purchase.
thing.
I honestly feel if somebody's buying you a drink, it's because they want to get to know you a little bit deeper.
Exactly.
Right.
There's an
So,
intent.
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
an intent. So,
Right.
you know, if by me accepting that drink, is that opening doors for a different type of intention?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Or is that cheating?
I wouldn't say it's cheating.
I don't think it's
it's not
cheating at that point.
I think
Again.
I think it's disrespectful.
I don't know.
I don't think it's
Maybe
disrespectful in the world we
maybe
live
it's
in.
disrespectful.
If I'm doing it in front of my husband, I mean that's
Right.
different.
No, I mean,
But like,
No,
if,
that's when you accept the drink. I'm like, yeah, can I get another round for him too? Thanks.
For my brother. Can I get a drink for my brother?
oh, for my girls, one of us.
No.
we used to do that. We used to do that. Be like, oh, you gonna buy me a drink? You see those 6 girls over there? You gotta buy 6.
Yes,
You gotta buy them more
yes,
drinks.
yes. How about that?
My name is Kwandufa. That's Banquiqui. We need drinks.
You know, it's
Damn,
so
I did rock that name for a long time, didn't I?
That Kwandufa
Oh
bought
my
us a lot of
God.
drinks.
that was not your name.
That was my name. That was my
It
dead
was.
grandmother's name.
And then she would tell them that I had like 6 kids.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow.
We drank for
And-
free for a very long time.
And it still didn't turn them off.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
On the contrary, they kept on buying us drinks,
Yeah.
thinking that
They
they were
wanted
going
to
to
buy
get
us
something
more
out of it.
drinks.
Like, let
Ay,
me give her
Dios
7.
mío. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about like when you're out there, think about your dating world, guys, when you were married, when you were not married. Like, do you go in getting to know someone or dating, going on 1 date, 2 dates, and having like these expectations? Like,
I think it's different times, because when you were like younger,
mm,
it's different kind of expectations than now that you as an adult in your 40s are totally different than when you were in your 20s.
Mhm.
So,
I think I'm very simple when it comes to I expect to be respected.
Absolutely. That should be number
right?
one on your list.
That's number one. That's
I
number
expect
one.
communication, right?
Mhm.
But I can't expect you go on with me on one date and I gotta bow down and all of my time has to go to you. Like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
What
then
is
no.
that?
Both ways, I guess, right?
You go on date number one, maybe date number two. Okay, maybe you've known each other for a while and you've started to talk in a different way.
Mhm.
And now your expectation is I'm gonna give you all of my time. Nah, yo, chill.
And if
We
it's
just
not
started
a
No,
talking.
that's someone who's
commitment,
moving too
forget about it.
fast.
Yeah.
That's moving too fast, and they
Yeah.
have a different thought process than
Expectation.
you do, and they have a different expectation.
Expectation. Right.
Definitely.
It's
Yeah.
all about
I feel like I think like for me, I'm not the married one here. And Gloria, please help
Neither
me.
am I.
Like, I feel like, there's when it comes to dating, like there's so much, like you want it to move slowly, but not too slowly. And then it's like you get all, I don't know, it's just so frustrating.
So, Jessica, now I have a question for you. What is your expectation when you're dating?
I just want transparency. I want to know right from the back after talking to each other for a while. And I'm talking about like 6 months, 7 months. Okay, where we at? Where are we taking this? What's your vision? Not saying that I'm gonna jump on that. I just let's have that conversation is what I feel like should happen after a few dates, talking, getting to know each other. That takes a few months for me.
But-
I'm not that person to see you in a week and 3 weeks later and a month later. Okay, what are we gonna do? Like that's not me.
Don't you think though, after like 6 months, that's already like tipping the scale that you're kind of like in a relationship already? Because 6 months is, half of a year. I think that's a conversation you should have like within your second or third month. That you're
really
already,
I'm gonna say the opposite. Every relationship is different. I'm sorry. Every relationship is different.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. But I think if she wants transparency early on, and that's a conversation.
Conversations are happening, but I
Transparency
see
should
what
be
she's
early
saying.
on.
She's saying within 6 months, we should know, are we going to keep working on this? Are we just going to see each other when we see each other? Are we going to try to be more than this? Like where we're headed. And I'm sure it's like me. It's not that I want to ring. It's not that I want us to move in. It's not that I want to get married.
You just don't want to waste time.
What are we doing here? We've now given each other 6 months of our lives. Where are we headed?
Right.
And again, like for me, it is always. It's not that I'm saying let's move in. It's not that I'm saying I want to ring. It's not that I'm saying let's get married. But am I and you just
are we going to make this exclusive?
For 6 more months?
Are we going to
3 more years? Like what are we doing?
Exactly. And I think that that's part of the dating world. That's for me is, or for lots of us is frustrating because it's like, okay, I'm okay with starting off slowly because, hey, I don't want to rush into anything at all. And
not
to
at
me,
this age, we don't.
No, and in all honesty, from my own experience, it just takes, you can be in a relationship for 5 years with somebody and still not know them.
Absolutely.
So to me, it's like
you could be married to someone for 25 years and still not know.
Let's drink to that, guys.
That's the honest truth.
Cheers.
Listen,
I don't think you ever get to know anybody 100%.
Of course not.
No.
Ever.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to know somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think maybe it's
Jessica, but you're never gonna find someone that you're gonna know 100%.
Oh no, I know. I'm just being, dreamy. If that's
so, now the question for you single girls is, so what is your like cutoff? Meaning that if you're in a relationship or seems like dating a person, right? When is your cutoff? Like you're saying, what you know, what are we? If they're not giving you like the detail, what like are you guys inclusive, exclusive, or whatever you could name it? You know, when is the cutoff? Is there a cutoff?
Gloria, you got this, girl.
So like I said, every relationship is different, right?
It is.
Every relationship is different. No two relationships are ever the same.
No.
No, and I'm speaking now from my personal experience, right? The relationships I've had have every single one been unique and individual. And I've never compared, because that's a problem that us humans have, that we like to compare people either to the past or to whatever or others. And I tend to not do that, because I know every single person is their own unique self. And I've tried to handle every single relationship different, knowing that it's different. Meaning, you know, if maybe in the past I was in a relationship for 3 years and then it fell apart, then the next relationship, I'm not going to wait the 3 years for it to fall apart. You know, if I didn't tolerate something from someone that I was with for 20 months, I cannot tolerate it with somebody that I'm with for 3 years.
Right.
You understand? So everybody's different, right? So what my tolerance is different from Jessica Solomon's, is different from Claudia's, is different from you, Angie, is different from Francis. So only us as unique individuals know how much we're willing to deal with or put up with or go along with, right? Because I feel at the end of the day, we know the reality. We know the answer to the question, but we're giving the person the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely.
To do right by us or to step up their game.
Right.
Now, but it gets to a point where we say enough is enough, and I'm going to tell you, this is it.
I also feel it has to do with, so we all have different lifestyles, right? Or different responsibilities, right?
Yes.
So some of those responsibilities take up a lot of our time.
Yes.
Right. So it kind of like elongates that whole process. So, you know, that is
our time is limited. Because our time is limited.
Well, you know, I keep that in mind though. Like if, you know, when in the dating world, like you have to keep that in mind, because it's like, okay, I have 2 jobs.
Right.
You know, and so I only have this window. And so it's like,
and you're a full-time mom.
And although it's frustrating the shit out of you that, you know, you can't manage it all, right? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it just depends on the situation. And that's where I can't answer your question, Angie, because every time, you know, it's a different situation for everybody. We all have different lives that we're trying to kind of like intertwine.
Everything,
And it's like we can't, it takes time. It takes time to do that.
I think it's so hard because I don't know what it's like to date now. So in my experience, I've always just had a conversation based on my feelings. Like, listen, I'm feeling this way about you. Is it the same or not? I want to be on the same level. That could be 6 months. That could be 2 months. That could be 3 months. It depends, like you said, on the person.
Yes.
When in my, you know, when I was dating, you know, I had, before Rodney, there was this one guy, like, you know, in the middle. It didn't last very long, but that conversation never really happened because, you know, I don't think either of us felt that way. We knew it was kind of like a passing by.
Right.
But then when I met Rodney, that shit happened quick. I was like, right. And it was more on his, and I didn't know, I was like, okay. Cause I was just kind of going with the flow, and it's like, you know, we had the conversation and I'm like, oh, wow, it's moving a little faster than I expected, but it was more of the feeling. I was just going with how I felt.
Right.
But now if I
And you
thought-
got to go with that gut feeling. You
gut
got to go,
Me
because
too.
again, that's a big sign.
but if
Yeah.
I
We like
would,
to try to make believe it's not there, but when we get
But
those
it's
gut feelings,
there.
it's for a reason.
yeah,
We're not
Mhm.
crazy.
And
Right.
talking about gut feeling, when I was dating my husband, I was dating him, and not even in 3 months, and this coming out of my mouth, in 3 months, I told him he was going to be the father of my kids. He was like,
Wow.
what? He was like,
está loca.
yeah, you know, he's like, don't you think that's a little too much? I said, watch, you'll see. 3 months after, we moved together.
Yeah.
And he never, ever, he lived with his parents all those years. And he was like already like 30. He was going to be about 30. And look at now, 25 years later.
Have you ever reminded him of that?
Oh, he knows. He knows all the time. He knows all the time.
That's pretty cool.
And he
That's pretty
remembers
cool.
also I took him to the poorhouse.
For me, it was a little different because I always shied away from long-term relationships because, you know, I came from a divorced household. So I don't want to call them hookups. I never bought a real serious
Has short
boyfriend.
terms. You had short term things.
Right, a lot of short-term things. And the one real relationship I always said I would bring home would be my husband or someone that I was going to marry. So Felix was actually the first person I ever brought home. But because of my past dating experiences, I think, you know, like after the 3rd month, I had that feeling and I was going with the flow with it because I really didn't know where it was going. He was a totally different type of person than what I was used to dating. So like, because of my experiences after the 3rd month, I was like, all right, I need to know where this is going because if it's gonna, and I waited late because I dated for so long. I didn't get married until like my late 30s because of my experiences. So after the 3rd month, I'm like, all right, I need to know like where this is going because if it's gonna be something serious, then that's fine. If it's just gonna be what it is, then let me know and then I'll decide whether I want to continue or not, you know? And then
So how
he
do
made
you
it
have that
clear.
conversation? Like you just sit down and be like, okay, so where is this going?
Well,
That's what I wanted to
like
hear.
how
I'm gonna share with you. He'll probably divorce me after I share, but you know, so we were, you know, having fun, right? And in the middle of having fun, he said, I love you. And I didn't say anything. I was like, thank you, right? Because I wasn't in that place yet, you
oh
know?
my God.
And then I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm just not in that place right now because of all my past experiences, which is the mistake I made in the beginning because I was comparing them to everything else, right? And then it wasn't after that I was just like, okay. And he accepted it. He was like, all right, you're not ready. And I accept that. You know, I'm like, it doesn't mean I don't care about you. It doesn't mean that I don't want more with you. It just at this point in time, I'm not ready, you know? And then, you know, after maybe like a month later, I just said it and it just came out. Like I didn't even realize I had said it, you know? And then I was just like, okay, now I it was so natural and so genuine that I knew that we were now on the, you know, the same page. But I needed to know when he said that, I was like, okay, so did you say that because you meant it? Or did you say that because we were in the moment, right? Because sometimes you just say things in the moment, you don't even realize it. And he was like, no, I love you. He's like, and I see a future with you. He's like, I want to take this further with you. And I was like, well, I need to know if that's really what you mean and where we're going with it. Because if it's just going to be what it be, then let me decide. But if it's something that you want serious, then I'm going to introduce you to my family and to my friends. And that's exactly how I did it, right, Gloria? I had a dinner and in one shot, you're going to meet everybody in one shot. And I introduced him to my family, my friends, and then he held his own. And I was like, okay. And then from there, you know, we started building more and more. And, you know, where we are now. It wasn't perfect and it was definitely a challenge throughout the whole process, but I got that gut feeling and I went with it, you know? So for me, I had to have that conversation a little earlier on because I got burned so many times in my past experiences. I needed to know in the beginning. Because I was putting up that protection wall of not wanting to get burned again.
Right.
So
I feel like you mentioned like going with the flow. Like a lot of people don't like to go with the flow.
no,
Right.
They need to ahora,
Right.
you know, now.
But that's all I
What-
knew. That's all I knew, right? So I was
Yeah.
just going with the flow to see what was
I
going to happen.
also think when you're younger, you have time. As you get older,
Right.
like
As I older, I didn't
You
have time.
don't.
now,
Yeah. I also, yeah.
I
And it's
wanna-
not
I
that you're
wanna
rushing it. It's just that you already know what you want.
Right.
you don't want to waste.
And,
You
and we're
already
not
know
willing
what
to
you're
waste any
feeling.
time on
Yeah.
nonsense, right?
Mhm.
But well, you know, people talk trash about that.
Oh,
That, you know, women are
absolutely.
always, you know, they hit 40 and they're ready to get married. It's not
Right.
that we're hitting 40 and ready to get
No.
married, assholes.
No.
We're
It's just
just
we don't have any more
trying
time to waste.
Yeah, we just know what we want, and either we're in or we out. That's it.
That's right.
So real funny that we're actually talking about this. Yesterday I was visiting family out in Jersey,
Excuse me.
and one of my male cousins that is older was there, and happens that me and my female cousin and another female cousin, we're all single. We're all a single strong woman. And he was like, you know, actually let me rewind. My aunt, who's 91, God bless her, I love her, my favorite aunt from my dad's side, she comes out and she goes to us, bueno, aquí hay tres mujeres bella, inteligente, you know, she's like going on and on about all these flowers she's throwing at us, right? About how amazing we are, the three of us, which is her daughter, her granddaughter, and me, her niece. And I don't understand why you girls, listen to this, haven't found a man on the internet.
My God.
So many people find a partner on the internet and get married. All three of you should be married. So we all start laughing, hysterical, and we're like, Tia, mama, you know, ma, it doesn't work like that, this, that, the other, right? So then here comes my cousin, her son, chiming in. He's like, no, porque lo que pasa es que women today think they're better than men, or no, he said equal to men or better.
Oh boy.
And I'm sitting there, right? And I'm bubbling because that's the problem. You know, back in the day, the woman knew that she was not, you know, this, that, the other. But now, you know, that's the problem. I said, hold up. I said, I don't think I'm better than anyone, but I'm not less than anyone. And I am not going to be in a relationship just to say I'm in a relationship, or be married just to say I'm married. Because guess what? If I've been doing all this shit by myself for all these years, and I'm doing a hell of a job at it, what do I need him for? I don't need him. I said, and not only that, I'm not going to be in a relationship where I'm unhappy, where he's unfaithful, when he's a cheater, a liar, for what? So I could just be miserable, and for show and family, we are a happy couple?
Hell
I said,
no.
I'm not doing it. I'd rather be by myself.
Mhm.
I said, and I'm sure that's the case with my cousins, both of them. And then here comes my other cousin giving me high five. It was just like, he had to stop real quick. He was like, no, that's not what I meant. I said, no, that's what you're saying. We're not
Mhm.
just going to settle. That's the problem. Back in
Yeah.
the days, yes, women stayed home and raised the kids and cooked and cleaned, and that was their duty and their job. We're not living in that era. We go out and we work just as hard or maybe more, sometimes with a bigger money maker in the house.
You guys are completely frozen and I'm getting kicked off.
So I was like, this is incredible. And then we left, me and my cousin Mimi, we left to go have dinner alone. And she was like, I knew you were blowing up. I said, because, you know, it's so easy to say, oh, the reason we don't have men is because we think, you know, that men are less than us or we're equal to men. No, that's not what it is. I'm just not going to sit around and be abused or mistreated or cheated on. For what?
Right.
I'd rather be by myself. I'd rather be by myself.
Right.
Simple.
I think it goes back to like I think in one of our first episodes where, you know, Claudia said we know what our wants and our likes and dislikes are, and our non-negotiables are. So we're in a different place in life, you know, because we've done okay, Claudia got kicked out. She said she's gonna
Claudia got kicked off.
Yeah.
I was just answering,
So I think it's just we're in a different place in life. And I think that's what happened with me since I got married a little later in life, in my late 30s. I knew what I wanted already. I had done the whole partying, the whole, you know, loving thing, the whole dating, not dating, hooking up thing. And it was just like, all right, am I going to do this again? Or am I going to finally settle down and be in a serious relationship?
Right.
You know, I mean, and it's nothing wrong if that's what you want and you just want
Right.
to have continuous hookups, and that's what makes you happy,
Hey.
Yeah,
go
nice.
for it.
Yes.
Right.
You know, go for it. But
I
you know,
mean,
for me, after a while, it just gets tired because eventually you want someone to come home to at night.
right. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think everyone
definitely.
does. I think everyone
Yeah.
at the end of the day wants that companion, that person, whether it's just someone, like you said, to come home at the end of the night, talk with, relax, watch movies, whatever the case may be, you know.
Right.
Right.
I don't think God made so many of us for us to be alone in this world. I'm a true believer of that, and that's why he made us different sex. And at the end of the day, any human that says that they're good with being alone is a fucking liar. Because it doesn't feel good at the end of the day being alone.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
And
You
the
know,
older you get, the more you realize it, right?
yeah.
Like,
I
for
think
example,
that
I see my mom now, you know, at her age, after my dad passing, and she's lonely and she's sad. And I know her worry about me. Like, I don't want you to be me when you're my age. I want you to find that person that fits, right? That you're happy, that's gonna be with you, that's gonna, you know, be there when you're my age, so you're not alone. Because she's lonely. She's lonely, you know? And so many other people. Like, I know that's why my aunt was joking, but she was serious about it last night. And she's 90 years old. And she's like, you girls need to go on the internet, you know? But it is just that they worry about that because they live that life.
When you get older, like you said, people get older, get sick, and they need that companionship because they don't want to be by themselves.
Yes, it's
well,
very
and
sad.
I also think there's a difference between enjoying your alone time, because I know
There's
I
nothing wrong with
definitely
alone
enjoy
time.
my alone time.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to feel lonely. I think there's just two different things, you know. And the lonely part of it, you know, I guess hit me later because, you know, you're so busy with your children and the other things that are distracting you from feeling lonely.
Right.
And then you start to feel lonely, and then you start to reflect, and you're like, all right, well, this is not how I want to be for the rest of my life. You know, companionship is important. Being with that person.
Always also remember that just because you're alone doesn't mean that you're lonely, because you can be surrounded by a whole bunch of people and be more lonelier than being alone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could be in a relationship
surrounded by a whole bunch of people, and I've been the loneliest person in the world than being alone. So
I was in a whole marriage alone.
Right.
So, and that was lonely. That was lonely. That was lonely.
And that's I think that's the worst.
That's the worst.
That is the worst.
When you have people around you and you still feel
alone.
It's
right.
horrible.
The worst.
Yeah.
So I love my life. Like, I love being here and just, but
having
you know,
your space.
I love my space. I love my space. But I want that companionship.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, you
And
know, dating, it will. God.
Do you think that sometimes we set too many expectations for ourselves, or we set false expectations, you know, or we put ourselves in situations that now we have expectations that we don't think are ever going to happen?
I think that everyone has some sort of expectations to some extent.
Yes.
I just feel like sometimes maybe I'm not putting enough expectations, or maybe the expectation is there, but I'm afraid to look forward to it because maybe it's not going to happen. So I'm that person who I get in my own way sometimes. And that's what I have to learn not to do, is get in my own way and not overthink, because then I start to push things away, you know. So
when it becomes too real, right? Sometimes it becomes too real, and then you're like,
wait
a minute, I wasn't ready for this.
Yes.
It's like you have to find that happy medium some way. You know?
Balance.
A balance.
Right. A balance. Because then you have these expectations and you're getting them, and now they become too realistic and you push them away. But that's what you wanted in the first place.
Right.
Right. Be
I'm
careful
very
what you
They
ask
come
guilty
and
of
they
for,
get
that.
right?
scared.
You get
Yeah.
scared. I'm very
Yes, it
guilty
gets
of that.
overwhelming. It gets overwhelming.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is,
Because you
especially
But
start
when you're
questioning
why?
yourself.
You
Am I
know, why?
undeserving of this? Why all of a sudden
Right,
this? You know,
right. And it shouldn't be overwhelming, is what I say to
it should be
myself, because it's
beautiful.
like it should be. It
embrace
should
it.
be.
Embrace it.
Yeah, right.
It should be.
Right.
But that's all your past experiences and
Right.
Yeah,
fears
it's all your
building up to
stuff.
the surface.
Yeah.
And now you're like, but why should I do this and why should I do that? Didn't work out here. Why is it gonna work out now? And then you're missing out on a really good relationship.
It just really shouldn't be that complicated.
Yes.
I feel
Girl,
like
God.
sometimes I feel like when you meet someone and it's that complicated, is it really gonna work? Maybe it's
Yeah.
time to let it go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree.
Sorry. I'm sorry, my internet just went away.
No problem. We had a whole conversation without you.
Girl.
I was upset with whoever's uncle. I don't know what they said, and I got cut off. Gloria's uncle.
Oh,
Cousin, my
her
cousin.
Oh, your cousin. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I'm getting off.
Okay.
Okay.
She went on both. That's why.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm back.
She's
So I agree with you, Jessica. I agree with you, and I understand your fears and your concerns because, you know, I've been there. That's what made it a
Mhm.
little difficult for me when I first started.
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt-
When you
I felt
talk,
it was a
I
little
get you.
unreal.
Mhm,
You know.
mhm.
So,
Yeah,
but it's also a risk.
Hey.
Relationships are risks.
they are, but they're good risks. Well,
You know,
They should
talking
be.
about expectations, I don't think it's a bad thing to have expectations, you know, but I think you have to be flexible with
Exactly.
expectations because,
Right.
you know, things change and
right,
because we all have them.
right,
And sometimes you have to be true to them. And
Right.
sometimes when it's too crazy, like, you know, then you have to say, okay, I'm a little nuts. Let me adjust because people is all different.
right,
And,
Right.
right.
I don't
And we
know.
got to
I
remember,
don't
just
know.
like we have expectations, so does that other person
Yeah.
have
Right,
expectations.
That's true.
right.
And it cannot
And
just
that's-
be
and
me
that's when
world.
the
If you want to be in a
blending comes in.
relationship, it's an us world. It's not just a me world.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's when the blending comes in. Like,
Right.
oh, it just doesn't.
exactly.
Sometimes it blends, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that blending is what makes it a relationship.
Right. Right.
Right.
And that's what you
Right.
work on and you grow and you know, keep sewing on, right?
Mhm.
And you keep making that blanket. You keep sewing together. That's what it's about.
Right. Right.
It's gonna be their ups and downs. And that's-
Absolutely. Like
course.
everything in life.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Nothing is perfect.
But you know, I've come across some women that are just afraid to build, right? They
Mm.
just want, you know, to meet that person and everything to be, you know, copacetic and great from the beginning with no effort. And that's just not realistic, right? That's, to me, I think personally, that's just a fake expectation. You have to build. You have to work at it. It's gonna be a lot of ups, a lot of downs. It's not gonna be fun and, you know, and roses at all throughout the process.
Well,
That's what
I
it-
was guilty of that. What you just said.
Really?
You know, sometimes I've you know, I've done the dating thing and I don't want to blend. I just, you know, but now I want to blend. But you know,
Okay.
before I didn't want to blend. It's like, okay, you do you, I do me, we meet whenever, okay. But you
Right.
know,
See you when I see ya. Deuces.
see when I see you. You
I think
know,
we all
I'm
go through that a
selfish.
little bit.
I guess it's called selfish. I don't know. I've been told I'm selfish. But maybe I'm just not into that person.
Right.
Right,
You know.
right.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe it
I
wasn't
think
the
I
right
did that too. I did that too, where it's like, you
Because
know,
like Claudia said, like Angie said, and even Francis to a certain extent, when the right fit comes, you know it's the right fit.
Yeah.
Something changes. Something
Yeah.
is different.
it's
Yeah.
not that difficult. I
Right.
tell
No.
I tell my
Yeah.
friends, I'm like, it's not
Yeah.
that complicated.
Right.
When it
Right.
fits, when
Right.
you find that you're like, okay, you're not perfect, but
None of us
Yeah.
are.
we're
Yeah.
not.
None of us are.
Yeah.
But it fits
It's
more.
nice to hear, like someone has said to me once, it just feels effortless, you know.
Right.
Yeah, it
Right.
does.
And it's wow, that's an awesome feeling.
Yeah.
I'm awesome feeling.
It's like I gave up the 6'2" for the 5'4", right? It's fine.
No pa tanto, no pa
You
tanto.
know what I'm saying? Yeah.
In my case, I'm trying to go from 5'4" to 6 point, at least 6 feet, 5'10", 5'9", at least. Give me something.
You know what really made me fall in love with my husband? The way he treated his mom. The way he treated his mom. Though, you know, nobody's perfect, but the way he treated his mom, I'm like, okay, if he's good, he's buy his mom's clothes, he buys his mom's groceries, he takes care of his mom. So when I saw that, that was like, okay, let me tell you, it was something that I hadn't seen in other people. On the contrary, they were going to their mom's house for the mom to cook them dinner. You know what I mean? So it was just little things here and there that I was just like, it just showed me pointers that he was more of a family man. So,
Well, I guess that should have been red flag number 1 for me. I'm sorry. Okay.
Coge la confesa.
Espérate.
Saca one. Ay, Dios mío.
Expelliarmus.
Dios mío.
I can't.
Oh,
It'll
God.
happen. You just have to let it happen. Sometimes you
Yeah,
have to let
definitely.
things happen, you know, naturally, and you know, see where it's going from there. But
Yeah, I just find it humorous, the whole expectation and what is the right thing. Is this flirting? Is this not? Is this what? There's so many fucking rules.
you make up your own rules. There's no real rules. Those are all fake verbal rules.
Right.
It's your happiness. It's your experience. You do whatever you want. It's gonna make you happy, and you go with the
That's
process
right.
of it.
You
That
know,
goes
funny
for all of
because
us.
you know, before I met my husband, I'm very flirty, you know, and you know, and we've gone out, okay, you know, and I dance and all of this, but then when I was in a relationship with my husband, I would still go out, and I'm like, I feel weird doing that. You change a little bit, like I don't know, because now you're thinking about the other person. So that changes too. And it just happens naturally. It's not like, oh, he said, she said, it's just what you feel inside not to do.
Right.
You know? And before I was fine with it, you know, okay. And even like now, like we'll go out, or let's say I go out with my girls or whatever, I'm still dancing and everything, but it's at a different,
Right.
I up a little bit, you know, I'm still doing my thing, but it's not too close. And before it was like, let's go up the wall, you know, like it's so those things change naturally too.
Right.
Without you even knowing, you know, and so you flirt when you don't, and, you know, you'll feel when you want to like chill, I guess.
Right.
You'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know, and I'll lend you my magic wand just in case you want to have a spell or two.
Why lend me your magic wand? Gloria needs a magic wand too. Gloria.
Gloria, I'll lend both of you my wand.
I want one so I can make my husband do whatever I want him to do.
You know, everybody needs
Para yo utilizar para 2 o 3 cositas.
And my kids.
Well,
Well, let's drink to expectations.
Yes, toast to expectations.
Really? We're toasting to expectations? Okay.
Or to having none, to having some.
Yes. And we'll be right back with Jessica's Fabulous Finds.
Hey y'all, it's Jessica here with all of the sunscreens that we're gonna have to be using because the weather is getting warmer, summer is coming. So I just wanted to share my favorites. You know, I do love Neutrogena sunscreen because it's not clogging, it's oil free. And it sprays on, so it's not a cream. I don't like cream based sunscreens like these. Only because when I put the cream, it just feels so heavy, greasy, and it just doesn't feel good. So I always stick to my sprays. This is the Neutrogena one that I use, but I also use this Sun Bum one. I really love the Sun Bum. It's a little on the pricey side, but damn, it is so good. When I do this though, to get that nice bronzy feel, I put a bronzer on top of my sunscreen. I don't use the baby oil and the Coca-Cola like back in the day. I use the bronzer because it really gives you that brownie, silky, ooh, it's so pretty on the body. I love it. Pero what I do use on the face is a cream because I feel like you got to take care of your face. We're getting older. We're in our 40s. The wrinkles, the melasma, all that shit comes out. And so I do the creams for the face and I make it the highest SPF. I apologize. My battery is just dying. But listen, do the creams for the face. That's my advice. And I do the sprays for the body with the bronzer. Ciao. Hey, y'all. Sorry.
It's okay. We don't know how to act.
Okay.
Tell us about your sunscreen.
Listen, the sunscreens, y'all got me rolling up in here, and this wine don't help. But anyway, that's the world of today, ¿verdad? Pero the sunscreen, guys, what you guys think about that?
Loved it.
It's a must. A must.
Right?
A must.
I actually have a set of the sun bomb, which is you forgot to talk about the lips. You need to protect the lips.
Oh, you're right.
I just went away. I actually got burned for the first time in my life where it actually hurt.
Excuse me.
And my lips actually got swollen. And it was because for the first time I forgot to take my SPF for my lips with me. So once I started applying it, then I was good.
You know, like
But I have a set of the lip balm, the face thing, the body, and the cool down, which is also really important.
Oh, it is important to have that cool down.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
Even
yes.
the aloe
Yes.
gel, put it in the
Yes.
fridge.
That I use a lot.
La agua maravilla se maravilla.
Absolutely.
So-
I use that a lot.
Because
So,
I
yeah,
was
me
burned
too.
bad. When I tell you guys bad. I've
So hold
never
on.
been burned like that.
The gel, the cooling, that's only if you're getting a tan.
That's
If
for
you have a
after. For the
sunburn,
burning. That's
after.
for the burning.
But that's not on a regular, like in terms
No,
of
that's like if you're burned to cool off your body, from
for
the
example,
sunburn.
right now I'm burned, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I'm burned. So I use, I would love to use that stuff that Jessica recommended, but I would have to use them at a higher SPF because this is with 100 SPF.
Imagine.
So if I were
Imagine
to
if you would
use
have gone
that,
when I went.
if I were to use what Jessica's suggesting with the sunburn and the bronzer, I'd be a lechon on the beach.
You would have
because
bubbles.
I
but
burn.
No, you would have bubbles.
No,
you would have
you
bubbles.
have both. You have to put the sun protection on first,
I do,
and then the bronzer.
but my
Yeah.
SPF levels have to be at 100 because
Right.
Oh,
I'm so
mine's
Because of
is
her
70
skin.
max.
If
So
you
this
would have
is-
gone
this
the
is
way
with
we went, you would have
100.
had bubbles.
This is with 100, and then afterwards, I do the aloe and the after sun lotion because
Yeah.
I'm so pale. I just get burned
Right.
easily.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you guys tan beautifully. So, I mean, that's a great recommendation. I'm going to try the sunbum at 70.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really good. It's vegan.
It is.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
Fran,
gonna try it.
Fran, you have to just not really tan.
Yeah.
This was 20
That's it, I'm
minutes.
sorry.
This was in the pool, 20 minutes.
No.
Wow.
I just, I
I'm gonna leave you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave you with my frog for a moment. I need to plug in. Right now.
I can't be out in the sun very long, and that's why I shy away from the beach and stuff, because I go
Right.
because if not, then I would never have any friends because you guys are all
Right.
beach bums.
Right.
But I always either walk around with an umbrella or I walk around with like those sunscreen shirts because I'm just very sensitive to the sun.
Right. I
Right.
don't tan. If I go to the beach, I'm under the. I'm not one to sit out and tan. I'll tan if I'm
No.
in the water or swimming or if I'm
Right.
in some way, but I'm not gonna like tan. I don't know.
Oh, I like laying out.
Face, the
I
sun-
Me
love
too,
laying out.
Gloria. I'm with you, girl.
I love laying out.
Mira,
That's all we
déjenme
did
ahí.
in Cap
Déjenme
Cana.
ahí.
We
Yep.
laid in the chairs in the pool.
I
We
saw
laid in the chairs in the
That's so
beach.
I
We
would love
laid
to do
everywhere.
that.
That's
I
what we
envy
did.
all of that because I just can't. What does the frog say? Frog, what do you do? because your skin is perfect.
He
He's
watches.
like this.
He watches.
I
He watches. He's a chameleon to the sun.
We
Yes.
definitely had too much wine because we are talking to the frog.
But those were great tips, Jessica.
Yes.
Like, I'm definitely gonna look into the sun bump, see if they have higher SPFs.
So he
They
wears
actually
a hat.
do.
He wears a hat to protect his skin.
Yes, he
Nice.
followed like his mom. So I wear a baseball hat because even though, you know, with all that SPF, you want to stay completely out of the sun.
Yeah, it's
Because
damaging to
the
your
older
skin.
you get, your thinner your skin complexions become. So
Mhm.
And then you start getting the melasma. Am I
Manchas.
saying that right? The
Yeah.
manchas. You start getting the manchas. Yeah.
Yeah. And your skin texture changes too.
Oh, mi hija, hay que ponerse, mira. Sí.
Well, I wore my fedora, I wore my baseball hat, and I wore my scarf while I was away in Cap Cana.
Mhm.
So I did
Pero no
protect
te
the
aguantaste
face.
los pembe.
I did. I had my sun hat, but I wanted to go into the pool. So, and I like to swim. This was maybe half an hour tops in the pool.
Wow.
So, but I don't know, guys. We're gonna have to,
Those
finish
are great
the rest of-
recommendations. We definitely
Yes.
Thank
need to
you.
go
We're gonna
protect
have to
ourselves this
finish
summer.
the rest of this wine during our
Here's
final
to
remarks.
summer.
We will be right back with our final remarks.
Hi, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our show. So what did you think about our episode? Let us know in your comments. Is flirting cheating? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Expectations, too high, too low, or none at all. It's your call. So let us know in the comments what you think.
I think flirting is cheating if you take it too far, right? Right, ladies?
Right.
Yes.
Yes,
And expectations, we should all have some sort of expectation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
definitely. And you have to protect your heart the same way you protect your skin from the sun, right, Jessica?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So guys, thank you so much for watching our show. Tune in next week where we're going to discuss our mothers and how much we appreciate them later on in life.
Follow us on IG, Facebook, and you can even tune in and listen to us on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts at Wine and Wisdom 5.
And don't forget to take a minute to sip some wine and share a little wisdom. See you next time.
Cheers.
Bye.